see them maneuver their instruments in their fantastic costumes. They just have a long journey to have this moment of glory, and they certainly deserve it.
And they do have a long journey because this is a 5.5-mile course that they are walking and playing.
At 2.5 miles an hour.
Yes, that's right.
That's a lot of being on your best behavior and your performance-ready self.
There is so much dedication, hours and hours of training to get a band of this size together.
You know, there's not a requirement for the size of the band in our Rose Parade, which makes it so interesting because we see these big sounds and then we see smaller contingents that also captivate the crowd.
Here is another winner, Animation Trophy for Most Outstanding Use of Animation. The San Diego Zoo Safari Park celebrating its 50th anniversary this year, and what a better way to kick it off than being right here at the Rose Parade. Here is celebrating 50 years of conservation. Look at that. Wow, the lucky passengers on this safari park tour bus are all wildlife experts from the park, and they're greeted by Neville and his mom, Livia. You'll see them here in a second. They are a pair of animated Spanish moss, poppy seed, and seaweed-covered endangered white rhinos. There they are. Neville, by the way, is the third southern white rhino born to artificial insemination.
I think they have DNA of just about every species, really, at San Diego there. They're very serious and effective with conservation. Looking at the float, you'll see stopping by the waterfowl for a cool drink and a look around. A family of animated strawflower, palm fiber, and black-beard wheat giraffes. So lovely to see with this animation, the sun coming off them. Next on the tour, a pair of African crowned cranes decorated in a variety of dried materials. Hey guys!
Look at that. It's just lovely, isn't it? Animation Award winner. Oh, a lot of hard work goes into that. And this, representing the California Military Department, here is the California State Guard 26th Mounted Operations Detachment. Known as the official state defense force for California, the Guard recruits and trains the state's entire military reserve force. All of these Mounties are volunteers. Some, they do have prior experience, others without, but they do have the same shared goal, and that is to serve the state of California and the United States of America. They are under the marshalship of Major Frank Kiambao. The 26th is turning the corner in 2023 by adding search and rescue and large animal evacuations to the reserve.
Here's a new one for us. Colorful. We love the dancers. Now, Mark, most of the time a noun is what? Person, place, or thing. Yeah, well, forget about that. This year, they're also a Rose Parade float. Let's meet the nouns, brought to us by Stupid Buddy Studios in partnership with Nouns Dow. First, a definition for you. A noun in this case is an online piece of collectible digital art that's auctioned off to competing bidders. And the proceeds from those auctions go right back into the community. The participants in the community then decide as a group what they want to do with it. And this year we're very happy they made the decision to have this gorgeous float in our Rose Parade.
Now, that said, this float consists of, as you said, nouns. Featured are a blue status shark, a split pea pickle, and a cone eating a popsicle. They're all covered in red and orange carnations and light lettuce seed, and they're cavorting on a landscape created of yellow mums, hot pink and peach carnations, and silver leaf. And those outwalkers that you see, the people who are not riding on the float, are also nouns.
They're also nouns, of course.
Yes, there they are.
I think outwalker is a term unique to our parade. Am I right?
It could be. I mean, I thought I knew what a noun was up to now, so I guess I'm learning a lot today. Look at this. And it's just one day into 2023, and I'm picking up all sorts of knowledge.
Happy 2023, everybody. Lisa Givens here along with my buddy Mark Steinis on a beautiful day in Southern California.
Yes, we know it's cold, very cold throughout the rest of the country, but here we are. It is chilly here for us, but regardless, we hope the sights and sounds today warm your family, snuggle up and enjoy the next bit as we take you through the rest of the parade entries. And we have a lot coming your way still, so.
Including our Grand Marshal.
Yes, and here she is. Former Congresswoman, Arizona Congresswoman Gabby Giffords, and I had the pleasure, please you know, that I had a chance to meet her. She's a true American hero, having an unbelievable recovery from her injuries. Tournament president Amy Wainscott says Gabby here really epitomizes the theme this year, turning the corner. And Gabby adds to that moving forward has been her mantra. And it continues as her miraculous recovery from that tragedy in January of 2011. That's when Gabby suffered a severe brain injury during an assassination attempt. Now, her ability to bring people together really led to her career in politics. And in 2000, Gabby became the youngest woman ever elected to the Arizona State Senate. That led to her congressional stint, which began in 2006. Now, this sort of runs in the family because she's riding with her husband, who is now Arizona Senator Mark Kelly. Mark is a former astronaut who piloted the Space Shuttle Endeavour. It's the family that just can't stop accomplishing. So, and he's there. His identical twin brother Scott is also a Space Shuttle pilot.
The crowd is appreciating her. And following our Grand Marshal is a band from her hometown of Tucson, Arizona. Say hello to the Catalina Foothills High School Foothills Falcon Band. We take a listen now, thanks to our friends at Honda. Like our Grand Marshal, this band has an amazing story. Founded with just 17 musicians in 1992 by director Renee Shane Boyd, by 1998, they had grown to become the largest band in the state. That is remarkable when you consider that Catalina Foothills is the 64th largest high school in Arizona. Music plays a huge role in the school. 30% of the students are enrolled in music classes. And in addition to the Falcon Band, they've got a concert band, a jazz band, a woodwind quintet, a percussion ensemble. They've got classes in steel drum and guitar. They are all about the music, and don't they look great, Mark?
They do, and they sound really exceptional. And that's from up here. Down on the street, I can't imagine how. That's probably similar to that flyover we had this morning. So,
again, you can hear the sound of the bands uninterrupted over on our band cam. Check that out.
we certainly hope that you turn the corner, whatever that means for you and your life and your family for this upcoming year. And turning the corner now, another winner. This is the recipient of the Judges Trophy for Outstanding Float Design and Dramatic Impact. This lush tropical rainforest comes to us from Pasadena's own Western Asset. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the jungle. Inside this animated floral jungle, a family of ocelots enjoying a leisurely day in the wild, sporting stunning coats of ground black onion seed and white pampas grass, golden flax, and orange lentils. Also taking in this glorious day today are a cranberry seed and ground orange lentil parrots, and also a toucan you might see there. There he is, decked out in yellow strawflower, black seaweed, and black tea leaf. Those tea leaves are the feathers. This lush tropical habitat is awash in cascading delphiniums, 12 varieties of exotic orchids. That includes, very hard to find purple, but the purple Princess Diana dendrobiums. There's mums, status, strawflower. It's just about, I'm just going to say there's about every shade that you could possibly come up with.
Look
on
at
this.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
The texture, it looks like velvet. The painstaking detail that goes into every aspect of the color, the dried materials. And you know, the rules are every inch of the float has to be covered in organic material. So congratulations, well deserving of the Judges Award. A group dedicated to preserving and promoting the traditions of the old American West. Here are the Spirit of the West Riders. They're here today to ride to raise awareness of cancer research. They're supporting the John Wayne Cancer Foundation. And each of these riders is dressed in period-specific costuming that's reminiscent of the legendary, sometimes unusual characters who were instrumental in settling the frontier. You've got working cowboys, cattlemen, cavalry troopers. You saw some cowgirls there along with them, the mountain man. They've even got a Buffalo Bill-like character riding with them. And the horses are gorgeous. They're clad in period-correct tack, featuring authentic A-fork saddles for the cowboys, McClellans for the soldiers, and a Santa Fe Trappers version.
The Spirit of the West Riders are appearing in support of John Wayne Cancer Foundation. to raise awareness of the advances that are being made in cancer research.
Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. In 2023, drive strong from start to finish all year long. Happy New Year from Goodyear, more driven.
Oh, I just have to pause and listen to that. Oh, Minnesota, the 12th largest state in America, and our next band is the largest one in Minnesota. They are the Rosemount High Marching Band from Rosemount, Minnesota, and Leon J. Seed is directing. Let's take a listen. Founded in 1918. That's right, you heard me right. Founded in 1918, the Pride of Rosemount is one of the oldest high school bands in this parade, and it's part of the Rosemount High's music program, which includes about 500 students, and the school really has only about 2,500.
Music transforms lives. There's no question about its impact. Rosemount is traditionally an Irish community in the Twin Cities area. They represent Irish values, including gratitude and empathy and respect. It's also a village in Ireland, and in 2018, several of the band members, about 165 of them, got to pay a visit to their namesake, which was very special.
I think with values like that, we should all be Irish, right?
And we're all Irish, that's right.
That's a great set of values to have. This is their second Rose Parade appearance, by the way. They first marched here back in 2014. You know, I know we talked about this being their second appearance, but regardless, making that turn and that view, we talk about this year in and year out, but that corner, turning that corner and seeing about 1 million people lined up on this parade route, because it's a little bit elevated up here, and then the route drops down in elevation, so you can see forever.
They are camera ready.
Yes, they are.
We turn our attention now to that gorgeous dove float you see coming up behind them. It's a beautiful float with an equally beautiful theme. It's Hope for Peace. It comes to us from Oddfellows and Rebecca's. Look at this focal point. This gorgeous dove, feathers of fine ground rice and gray lettuce seeds. That's how they got that color. It soars above a heart filled with a trio of gigantic orange and yellow strawflower roses. 3 is a significant number for the Oddfellows. Their symbol consists of 3 links. It's friendship, love, and truth. That's also why you see our dove there is carrying those 3 letters in its beak. The main objective, simply to help mankind by creating a caring world. Nice job.
Allison Reedy is the marshal of this group. They are the Blue Shadows Mounted Drill Team, and they're much more than just an equestrian entry. They are based in Lakeview Terrace, California. The Blue Shadows Drill Team organized in 1957 in an effort to introduce the wonderful world of horsemanship to children. Now, the young equestrians learn how to not only ride, but how to care for their horses. And it's all about teamwork and dedication. So you say, well, Mark, Lisa, I don't have a horse. Well, they say, hey, Mark, Lisa, no problem. We can rent you one. They have them for lease. Taking the lead from the military, Blue Shadows have rankings depending upon their experience. So you have the newbies, that would be us. They're called remounts, but they can advance all the way up to a ranking of colonel.
They've got their parade waves ready, don't they?
Yeah, those beautiful, brand new, by the way, turquoise shirts with rhinestones and black pants and hat to match. Their horses, too, are also decked out. Why wouldn't they be? They need to be zhuzhed.
This parade, as all of you may know, is run by white suiters. Those are the volunteers. There are 935 volunteers that put this parade on. And one of the things that you don't see on camera, but it's a big volunteer function, behind those horses, somebody comes up to do the pooping scooping.
I wasn't expecting you to go that direction with it, but sure.
Thanks to the pooper scoopers. Hey, winner here. This is the Wrigley Legacy Trophy winner. Most outstanding display of floral presentation, float design, and entertainment. Always a favorite. This is the longest float in our parade today at 75 feet. Trader Joe's, they never disappoint. And they have managed to sort of sum up the theme of our parade with just one word: onward. Their float shows Trader Joe's chef moving onward through the neighborhood on a fruit-powered season cycle made of some of the unique and tasty products you can find at Trader Joe's. And then you see he's got a chopper there decorated with silver leaf, yellow straw flower, a plethora of dried materials. We saw them constructing this in advance, and that wheel in the front there, Mark, they had already spent hours and hours just on the white stripe.
Yeah.
It's incredible. There's black onion seed coffee, white mums.
Yeah, I was waiting to see this when we went to the float barns to see them putting this together. The chef's sidecar passenger is a lobster made of straw flowers, split pea, and Christmas mums. It wasn't quite finished when we were there, but he is comfortably lounging on a giant green parsley and split pea covered watermelon. And then right behind is the party boats featuring crew members from Trader Joe's who are ushering in this brand new year. There they are. That's why Trader Joe's is always a happy place to be, right?
And shout out, by the way, to the Eagle Scouts and the Gold Award Girl Scouts who are chosen to carry those banners. You see them right there? They carry the banners in front of all the award winners, so that's a very nice honor for them.
And you will see occasionally, just in your frame, every now and then, somebody in a white suit. And I don't know if you wear white after whatever holiday, but that's what you were talking about earlier, was those white suiters, those volunteers. But there is the longest float in the parade, and that's what the shark is trailing behind. They're always so clever and witty, Trader Joe's.
And it's all Trader Joe's employees always lining the float to wave at the crowd.
Okay, here we are. Our first international band of the parade. We're back in full swing after being restricted from entry to the U.S. due to the pandemic, as Lisa mentioned at the top of the hour. But let's introduce you to Banda de Música La Primavera from Santiago, Panama. This band moment is brought to you by our friends at Kaiser Permanente. 290 members strong. This exciting group is from Panama School Educational Center, which encompasses elementary, middle, and high schools throughout the country. The banda traces its humble roots to 1992 when it began with just 30 musicians. Today, 290. These musicians playing drums and liras. They've grown to almost 300 strong. They are internationally renowned. And since you're probably saying, Mark, you said liras. What are liras? I didn't know either, so I had to, go to the internet and find out. Actually, they're three-string guitar-like instruments that date back to ancient times. We talk a lot about how the effort it takes to bring an entry from out of the country into the country, but there's so much fundraising that goes on in order for them to get here. They've done everything from dinners and raffles and bingo, souvenir sales. I'm guessing there was a car wash thing in there, maybe a
that's
bake
always
sale,
good for something.
Lemonade stand, but they raise the money themselves in order to make this trip. That's how important it is for them.
We welcome back all our international bands that you'll see marching today in this 134th Rose Parade. All this started back in 1890. I can't imagine that they thought it would become the global sensation that it is. Back when they had ostrich races and
tug of war,
right?
Chariot races. Boy.
And the whole idea really was to showcase days like today that are so beautiful here in our home of Southern California. Wherever you are, Happy New Year. This botanical setting comes to us from Kaiser Permanente. It's called All of Us for All of You. A salute to their doctors, nurses, researchers, and most importantly, their patients. Kaiser's commitment to caring is on display in this park setting. We see a young mother on the float here, jogging with her newborn in the park. Hi, ladies. Thanks for the beautiful waves. We appreciate it. This is all about the caring relationships between medical professionals and their patients. I love how they have the stats there, all again with organic material, every inch of every float. And since carrying takes a lot of heart, this is the real cornerstone of this float. It's a larger-than-life heart with more than 20,000 red carnations. Mark, the back of the flower is called the calyx, the little stem.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Right? And so they told us they had to leave the calyx in place and puncture 20,000 holes in the grids on that heart shape to get it all covered with carnations. Isn't that pretty?
That is a beautiful float.
All of us, for all of you.
The San Francisco Bay Area is represented by this equestrian unit led by Marshal Linda Evans. It is the Alameda County Sheriff's Mounted Posse from Livermore, California. They were created in 1940 as a drill team and a color guard. Today's posse is a multitasking unit. In addition to color guard duties, they provide security at public events. They hold horsemanship seminars at Boy Scouts. They even assisted in the COVID-19 vaccine rollout in 2020. You're looking at the posse, which is much more than a parade participant. They also are a key player in large animal rescue operations during the fire season we have here in California.
Hi there, Kiwanis International. They returned to the Rose Parade with a group of happy surfers catching the wave of service. That's what Kiwanis is all about. Teddy Bear takes center stage there, the Kiwanis International mascot. He's hopped on a longboard with some volunteers. They're part of the more than 500,000 Kiwanians whose goal is to improve the lives of children all over the world. Look at his fur. It's created from light and dark bow mums with highlights of seaweed and black beans and that bow tie there, Mark. Thanks to Kiwanis. We always love having you in the parade. Looking good.
Well, I am so happy for Amy Wainscott. She is the president of the Tournament of Roses 2023. Madam President, by the way, that phrase has only been uttered 4 times in the tradition or the history of this parade, has been a tournament volunteer, she mentioned at the top, for 30 years. She's juggled a career in construction, a mom to 6 kids. She has 2 grandchildren. She really, I was so happy for her.
I know, this is her parade. This is her day.
Yeah. Yes.
She had that countdown on her phone, Mark, that she showed us. And she said the closer she got to it, she just wanted time to stand still because she has loved every minute of it.
She's had so many things on her agenda to get accomplished.
And she's done it with that smile. Nice job, Amy. Congratulations.
And following close behind, why wouldn't it be family members? Behind Amy and Tim are the rest of the Wainscott family, and they are reliving a chapter out of the Old West in this beautiful handcrafted Express Wrenches stagecoach pulled by the Express Clydesdales. By the way, I want to clarify, these are the Express Clydesdales, not from the Express Employment Professionals, not to be confused with the other Clydesdale entry that we have coming up a little bit later on. Happy New Year to the Wainscott entire
Welcome, family. Okay, that's where we are. If you're wondering where our seats are, there you go, an aerial view of our KTLA broadcast booth brought to us by the folks at Spectrum. Thank you.
I haven't looked better.
Oh, this band. This is what Rose Parade is all about. An incredible story to tell here, combining musicians from 11 different high schools. This is Wisconsin Northwoods Marching Band from Minocqua, Wisconsin. Take a listen, thanks to our friends at Spectrum. You know, this band only happened because of tournament president Amy Wainscott. She's a graduate of the area's North on Pines High. She thought it would be nice to have a band from her hometown, a great addition to the parade, but there weren't enough student musicians in that one school. So Amy said, okay, let's combine the schools. She suggested the creation of a band comprised of all the area's high schools, and that's how this happened. I love that story.
Yeah. Winner of Tournament Volunteer Trophy for Most Outstanding Floral Presentation of Rose Parade Theme for 35 feet or shorter floats. Here is Turning the Corner on the Past and Soaring into the Future. This is Together We Rise from the city of Alhambra, which is nearby. A group of tourists wafts up and away in a beautiful hot air balloon with the iconic Alhambra Arch behind it there. The huge yellow mum balloon features highly detailed mosaics depicting first responders, healthcare workers, and teachers. and it serves as a tribute to those who helped us rise during the COVID pandemic and continue to help us. Red hearts surrounding the basket pay homage to those who have passed on because of COVID, and they've held a Hearts of and Love of Remembrance ceremony in Alhambra to honor those.
Mark, this is a truly original California-flavored entry celebrating its 100th anniversary in this new year. It's the Ramona Pageant, California's official outdoor play. It's sort of a Romeo and Juliet set in the Wild West. Dressed in authentic late 19th century costuming, this group is a cross-section of the cast members from the play Ramona, America's oldest running outdoor drama. The story of Ramona, as I alluded to, it features two fictional characters, Ramona and Alessandro, set against the real-life events that brought nationwide attention to the deplorable treatment of our Native American population. This is such a tradition. So many people have been inspired and touched by this story and this production. Really nice to have them in our parade, Mark.
Yes. This parade really is reminding us all of the history of this country and what has been, not just for the last 134 years, but bands that have been put together, even the Marines that from 1775. It is, we really stand on so many people's shoulders when we bring this parade to you. From the entrance to even all the staff and everybody who works here at KTLA to put this all together. Here is the winner of the Golden State Trophy for Most Outstanding Depiction of Life in California. Claremont McKenna College is marking a pair of benchmarks this year in celebration of their 75th anniversary and their very first welcome to the Rose Parade. Here is a salute to higher education titled Launching Responsible Leaders. In the background there, you see Mount Baldy standing proudly. This replica of Claremont McKenna campus has some students preparing for the classes. And among the recognizable campus buildings are floral versions of the school's Kravis Center, Roberts Pavilion, and the currently under construction Robert Day Sciences Center. Built with more than 90,000 flowers, the campus is brimming with gladiolas, birds of paradise, orchids, delphiniums, kangaroo paws.
Like, hello. These Mark has growing in his own yard.
I do. I don't find that unusual, but apparently you did. Yes, they are native to Australia.
And here they are, Mark, announcing the arrival of the Queen and her court.
That's right. The Pasadena City College Tournament of Roses herald trumpets, marking the 43rd year in which the herald trumpets precede that lady right there, the young woman.
There she is, the Queen Bella Ballard in all her glory with her princesses. These are remarkable young women. They've accomplished so much, and I hope they are enjoying the attention and the respect that they're getting on their parade today.
They have practiced that way, I can tell you right now.
Queen Bella is what we would call a classic overachiever. She volunteers at Ronald McDonald House. She's a volunteer coach. She plays soccer. She plays tennis. She's going to college to study economics, astrophysics, and law.
My goodness.
And I bet she'll do it all.
All right, the band that we have here calls the Great Lakes State of Michigan home. Let's welcome Director Brian Phillips and the Rockford High School Marching Band from Rockford, Michigan. This band moment brought to you by LA Care. 260 members, this band. It is the state's largest competitive marching band. And in somewhat of a rarity, 40% of the student musicians also participate in athletic programs at the school. So in order for the students to pursue both activities and academics, the rehearsal time they have is extremely limited. That means they need to be focused, basically, and hasn't hampered them. Though their first competitive event was in 2005, the Rockford High Band that you see there is qualified for the Michigan State Band Championship each and every year. This is the band's second Rose Parade appearance. They first appeared back in 1986 when none of them were alive. but they were probably maybe some parents, because as you know, music tends to stay in the family.
I hope those families are so proud. I love to see the bands.
Yep.
Let's head over to Chris on the corner and see what our buddy's got going on. Hey, Chris, where are you?
Again, best spot in the entire parade, if you ask me. I mean, I'm Chris on the corner, by the way. But look at these floats. Being able to see them come by where you could almost reach out and touch them, give them a wave back. Oh, the energy it's so infectious. When you get to see their faces and see the crowd interact with them, absolutely the best day anyone could have on this beginning of 2023. Oh my gosh, look at that. Look at all that color exploding right there on that parade float.
It's so beautiful, Chris.
I know. He's already got merch coming out. Chris on the corner merch.
Chris, you're doing a great job of keeping your eye on everything, and you saw that float, which is an award winner. Here it comes around the corner for us to all see. This is the Grand Marshal Trophy for Most Outstanding Creative Concept and Float Design. Everyone needs a home to call their own, and the AIDS Healthcare Foundation has borrowed that famous scene from The Wizard of Oz to remind us all there's no place like home. Great story behind this float, the AIDS Foundation and its subsidiary Healthy Home Foundation hope that the float will serve to spotlight the dual crises of homelessness and the housing shortage and what they're doing to try to help. This floral replica of the magical land of Oz, complete with Emerald City, finds Dorothy, who wants nothing more than to return to her home, accompanied by her posse of Tin Man, Scarecrow, and Cowardly Lion.
The Cowardly Lion. The Cowardly Lion. I have to point something out if you're at home. You probably can't see it behind the sign, but, you know, Dorothy usually wears red slippers, right? 'Cause that's
Ruby
what
red.
we know, the ruby reds. But they're silver here because that's the way they were in the book version of it. And they changed it for the movie. Just
See,
wanted to
that's
point that out.
fascinating, right?
Yeah, I don't want you
Silver
to make-
wasn't going to cut it.
Yeah, like the float design. They didn't make a mistake. They were very accurate and true to the book.
Here's a group that started this whole thing, this glorious celebration in 1890, Pasadena's own Valley Hunt Club. A quartet of Frisian horses is hitched to a rare Leyendecker carriage carrying passengers Sarah Babcock, Hunt Club president, Diana Nixon and her family, along with some other Hunt Club members. We're grateful they got the ball rolling so we could celebrate in a grand tradition. Hi, everybody.
And there it is. That's where it all goes down later on today. Utah and Penn State at that beautiful Rose Bowl.
What a shot.
Yes. Utah, by the way, making their second consecutive Rose Bowl appearance. Chris is on the corner. Let's go back and check in with him with some VIP, I understand. Chris?
Oh, talk about the VIP. I mean, the president of Utah, Taylor Rander, how you doing?
This is the most amazing day we could ever have in the history of the university, Chris.
I love it. I'm not sure that's completely true, but I love your
The
enthusiasm.
Rose Bowl is our home 2 years in a row.
Right?
We can barely believe it.
You're making it your home, that's for sure.
We can get used to this, I'll be honest.
Okay, tell me what you've done since you've been in town.
You know, the Rose Bowl has been amazing in organizing activities for families and for the team. It's been remarkable. We've seen all of Southern California from Disneyland to the Lowry's Beef Bowl. It's been amazing.
All right, as we toss back, let's do the cheer. Let's go, Utah!
Good for you guys. Well done. And here's the University of Utah, pride of Utah, coming to fire up their fans for that Rose Bowl game later this afternoon. They're excited for it. Here's how the band sounds. And like the Utah football team, the Marching Utes are also making their second Rose Parade appearance. They perform at every Utah home game. They do some selected road football games as well. They actually started out as a military band way back in the 40s, and in 48 they grew into a fully equipped marching band. The members don't have to be music majors. In fact, 70% of the student musicians have different majors, but they all love this. They love the music.
I bet they were so happy when they found out we're coming back to California.
Yes. What an expression of pride that is. How excited was their president to be here?
I know. Yes.
As well they should be.
All right, taking all this in on this beautiful day, the second day of 2023, proudly representing this is a new float. This is the City of Hope float.
This is City of Hope. They were a trophy winner, Mark. They got the theme trophy. Most outstanding presentation of the Rose Parade theme.
That's right. The Tree of Life is a symbol of City of Hope. This is full bloom on this one. Stunning florals are alive with vividly colored butterflies, all of which are indigenous to the state of California. They're meticulously decorated in a rainbow of fine-cut straw flower, which everybody's there cutting with their little scissors, cutting off the tips of that straw flower in all different colors. And they're joined by a pair of red and orange straw flower birds with black seaweed wings and tails. They are also enjoying their bird's eye view, Lisa.
Yeah, the tree there, the Tree of Life, support and shelter for their swinging teddies, and they're waving at the crowd, enjoying the very beginning of 2023.
Desi the Bear there.
Congratulations on your trophy.
Yes. Proudly representing the U.S. Army installation at Fort Hood, Texas. This is the 1st Cavalry Division, Horse Cavalry Detachment, led by Marshal Captain Abigail Edwards. The 1st Cavalry is one of only 7 mounted cavalry units in the U.S. Army, and the troop is dressed in their retro blue U.S. cavalry uniforms, and they are sitting rather comfortably in those authentic McClellan saddles, which date back to 1885. The troopers are riding quarter horses, and they're named that because they're so fast over a quarter mile.
The Rose Bowl observed its 100th anniversary last year. As its 2nd century gets underway, the Rose Bowl Legacy Foundation takes one last look back with a float called Rose Bowl America's Stadium 100. The Rose Bowl, no doubt, it's a national landmark. I mean, Mark, when you think about it, every major sporting event, every major performance has happened in that stadium. And if you look right in the front there, that is real turf from the Rose Bowl.
Wow.
In this sort of scaled down gridiron. The replica of the bowl's recognizable facade stands tall among beautiful roses that are made from red carnations.
All right, here are this year's inductees to the Rose Bowl Hall of Fame. Former USC quarterback Vince Evans leading the Trojans to a 14-6 Rose Bowl victory over Michigan back in '77. Went on to enjoy a 16-year career playing professional football, and also inducted is Lorenzen White, a 2-time All-American from Michigan State, who led his Spartans to a 2017 Rose Bowl victory in 1988. Darryl Dunn, who was Rose Bowl Stadium CEO for 23 years. He oversaw several stadium renovations. He retired just July of this past year. And posthumously, we are honoring Hugo Besdek.
Congratulations
who,
all.
Brought 3 teams here, dating back to 1917.
Listen to this, firing up their fans for the Rose Bowl appearance later this afternoon from the Big Ten. It's the Penn State University Nittany Lions, and I believe Chris has got some more action on Penn.
I do, I sure do. I'm on the corner. I could barely hear myself talk because the Penn State marching band is going by right now. But I have the president of Penn State, Neely Bendapudi. Congratulations, you've been on the job 6 months, and all indications are you're in the Rose Bowl. You did a great job.
Yes, it's all me. But in all seriousness, this is such a joy, and we are so excited to be here.
Now, what have you done so far since you've been in Southern California?
Oh, we've been truly enjoying being here, taking in all the Rose Bowl festivities. The group does an amazing job. So we've all been enjoying it to the hilt.
Okay, do you have a prediction for today's game?
You know it's got to be Penn State. It'll be a good game, but we are really hoping for a big win.
Now, you're here this year. Want to come back?
Absolutely, and guess what? 100 years ago, for the first game played in the stadium, Penn State was there.
Well, there
so
you
we're
go.
back for the centennial.
It's almost like a second home.
Indeed, indeed.
All right, we're going to go back, but I did it with Utah, so I got to do it with you. You ready? We are Penn State.
Thanks,
Chris is having way too much fun. It's great.
I know. He should, and he probably can't hear himself. I know, because I can hardly hear myself up here. Playing the soundtrack for the Nittany Lions March Down Colorado Boulevard, it's the Penn State Blue Band. Let's listen. Oh, I just get chill bumps when I see how they're all working in harmony. 316 strong, under the direction of Greg Drain. The Blue Band has become the largest recognized student organization on the Penn State campus. They should. A lot like college marching bands, many college bands, the Blue Band began as a military outfit in 1899. They called the band back then the Cadet Band, and they adopted their current name in 1923 because they started wearing all blue uniforms. The Blue Band has performed at 55 other bowl games over the years, but let me point this out. This is only their second Rose Parade. The other one was 100 years ago in 1920.
Yeah, their president makes it sound like, though, they will be back.
Yeah.
They're
well,
determined.
I think they would like to come back and not wait another 100 years. If you ever had a chance to watch the band perform, the drum major traditionally does a front flip during pregame shows.
Yes.
Yeah, and now that tradition started in 1971, and it has become a requirement for anybody who becomes the drum major.
So if you can't flip, then don't even try for the position.
Yeah, nope, you're out. I bet right now Chris could probably do the flip because he's got so much energy.
Probably flip it on the corner. Happy New Year, Blue Band, and to all of you watching wherever you are. I'm Lisa Gibbons along with Mark Steinis. Happy 2023 on this, the second day of January. We're fulfilling that tradition of never on a Sunday, so we're happy to spend this Monday with you. And congratulations on winning the Fantasy Trophy, the most outstanding display of fantasy and imagination. It goes to Blue Diamond Growers. The largest almond processor in the world is back with us. This year's float reflects their mission, sustainable almond farming that nourishes families. Bees are so essential to their almond growing. And what they've shown here, a group of bees kind of taking the day off from pollinating to enjoy the new year at an amusement park. Look closely, these little buzzers as they come by. They're fashioned from various seeds, spices, rose petals, and button mums. Aside from the almonds, the star on this float really, I think, is that working Ferris wheel and the roller coaster, supported by Blue Diamond products that feature Blue Status and ground rice. Bees, as we say, key players in the almond growing process. They maintain an impressive sustainability program to protect the environment.
I did not realize that almonds are a member of the rose family.
Fascinating, right?
Yes. You know, we have a chance to see these floats as they're being built, but they're not finished. So now to see them again, it's like a full makeover.
This one is really fun, getting that Fantasy Award. And thank you to those Gold Award Girl Scouts for carrying their banner proudly.
I'm surprised Chris did not alert this. All right, here we go. We have this is a one-of-a-kind 1907 autocar bus, and riding. Oh, there, I see Danny Trejo is the actor and restaurateur. He's a close friend, by the way, of the Pasadena Mayor, Victor Gordo. His honor is accompanied by his wife, children, and parents. Now, in November of 2022, Mayor Gordo became the third citywide mayor of Pasadena. There he is. He's walking out
Work
front.
the crowd.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's got a nice, I hope he has comfortable shoes on, because it's a 5.5 mile walk in that suit. He also has a unique connection to the Rose Bowl. Elected to the city council in 2009, he represented Pasadena in the planning and execution of the Rose Bowl renovation project. There's Danny. He is a remarkable human being.
Yeah, he really is.
Yeah.
Nice to see those guys here.
He's good friends with Mr. Gordo.
Another international band making its Rose Parade debut. Welcome all the way from Triuggio, Italy. It's the Triuggio Marching Band. Small in number, but large in music. That's the best way to describe this 65-piece band. They got together in 2004. This is one of Italy's first ever marching bands. But Triuggio is more than a marching band. It's a nonprofit whose mission is to provide young people with an opportunity to learn music and other performing arts. Also a village just north of Milan, Italy. Very nice to welcome them to our Rose Parade, live from Pasadena.
Yeah. Do you think they judge our pasta dishes over here?
You think what?
Do you think they judge our pasta dishes over here?
I hope they don't. Mine would not cut it for sure.
This, again, is just why it's so important to have these borders open and for the international bands to back entries. All right, we have for you another winner from this one of the Queen Trophy, the most outstanding presentation of roses. Marking their 90th Rose Parade appearance, the city of Burbank reminds us that age is just a number. With their self-built float, adventure awaits. An exquisite mountain landscape provides the backdrop for these spry seniors who are embarking on the next phase of their lives. Look at that. Enjoying the great outdoors, whether it's mountain climbing, kayaking, hang gliding. Lisa, you do a lot of hang gliding, I understand.
In my spare time, yeah.
Yeah, fishing, or any new adventure. Their future is unlimited, just like all of ours.
This idyllic natural scene was artistically assembled with thousands of roses and chrysanthemums and locally collected pine cones. It's amazing the stuff they put on these floats. It's just phenomenal.
He's taking the next 5 miles easy. All right, here are the Painted Ladies rodeo performers led by their marshal, Jennifer Macia Sweeney. In addition to looking absolutely fabulous, the Painted Ladies are all incredibly accomplished horsewomen. Clad in sequined blouses, rhinestone earrings, necklaces, and belts, the ladies are definitely bringing that bling. Look at that. And by the way, their American paint horses are also sporting some bling with red leg wraps you can see there, encrusted with rhinestones. Created 30 years ago as a flag team, this troupe has evolved to much more than that. They are a rodeo and parade favorite, but they get the most of their satisfaction supporting charitable causes like Tough Enough to Wear Pink for cancer, Wounded Warriors, and the yearly Inner City Kids Camp.
They look great, do great work. Thank you, ladies. And hello to La Cañada Flintridge coming around the corner. This is a winner, the Mayor's Trophy for Most Outstanding Float from a participating city. La Cañada Flintridge presents a humorous look at turning the corner with their float called Secondhand Shenanigans. They always do something playful, almost always use humor. The crowds love it. See, look at that. That's just adorable. The scene is a yard sale featuring a radio control car, model race cars, a magic kit, and hand-me-down clothes. It's drawn the curiosity of a family of highly animated raccoons. Hey, fellas. Their luxurious coats are made of buffalo grass and raw cotton. And then there's a young man in the window. There's a Tudor house back there, and he's just graduated. He's kind of keeping an eye on the next phase of his education.
I am just enjoying this float as it goes by.
Isn't it cute?
It is. You know, we mentioned this earlier. My daughter is here for the first time. She's 5 years old. She's going to love this float.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Yeah. It's very playful.
Yes. And there's a lot of surprises built in, and a lot of peekaboos, if you will. Yeah, I knew they'd be coming around the corner pretty soon. Get ready. Representing one of America's finest historically black college and universities, it is the incredible Spartan Legion Marching Band from Norfolk State University. Let's pause and take a listen, thanks to the help of SoCal Honda dealers. They are clad in uniforms reminiscent of ancient Greece, but their director, William Bethea, who's leading this, has come to Norfolk State's first Rose Parade with some high-stepping unit that is anything but ancient. And I just pause there because of that big sound of the Legion is courtesy of its brass section. That makes up half of the band, and then you combine that with 60 percussionists. Yeah, I just want to get on my feet. All right, let's jump back down to Chris on the corner and see what he's got. Chris?
Hey, Chris, what you got going at the corner?
Hey, guys, Louisiana Travel. Last year, they had a fantastic float. This year, they're back. Louisiana Travel back with a float and a live performance. Not just anybody, Lainey Wilson. Lainey Wilson of, say, Yellowstone fame. Hello, famous country music artist, killing it in the country music game. She's doing so great, and we're so lucky to have her as our mid-parade act. Let's watch Lainey Wilson. All right, so the mid-parade act is Lainey Wilson. It's coming. I think this is a good place to say it. Maybe we'll all hold our horses. I know, dad joke, but I've got a ton of them. What a great location. What a fantastic location. So I'm going to go ahead and...
We all know Louisiana loves a party and a parade. With over 400 festivals a year, the Louisiana Celebration Riverboat is here to feed your soul with the 2022 CMA New Artist of the Year and Female Vocalist of the Year. From Baskin, Louisiana, Lainey Wilson, performing her hit single, LA, in our Mid-Parade Spectacular.
My name ain't on every list, but they say I'm where the party is. Oh, I drive a beam through the mud. Well, I'm kinda redneck Hollywood. You say, yeah. What you got, Tommy? Don't carry home in Dixie cups, kinda redneck Hollywood. Joplin meets Naomi Judd, kinda redneck.
the Dixie Chicks. But I'm going to send out a special message to the producers of Yellowstone. More Lainey Wilson.
Yes.
That's all I'm going to say.
Yes.
More Lainey Wilson.
with you.
Maybe an even bigger recurring role. Just a thought. Just a thought, guys.
You're getting a consulting fee on that, aren't you, Chris?
She did Louisiana proud on that
She
float,
did.
though, and we'll see her again on the float in just a little bit.
I enjoyed that too much. I think
was
it
awesome.
was borderline illegal how much I enjoyed that performance.
All right,
What an
back to
entertainment.
work, Chris. Back to work.
Wow.
Oh, this band is bringing it, bringing it. They're dancing, they're playing,
Yeah.
they're entertaining, they're showing off those great costumes.
That's
This
the Spartan
is the
band.
Rose Parade.
Yes.
Listen to the crowd. It's a pretty big platform for
Yeah.
a big band. They've got 50 million people celebrating with them today. The second day of 2023, gorgeous sun shining here in Southern California. That's why this parade got started.
I love how they just planted themselves in the middle of Colorado Boulevard and said, "We are going to entertain you,
Yeah, they're ready.
and we're going to do it right after Lainey Wilson." Those are some
Yes.
big shoes, all right? That is a moment, and they are doing a. Entertainment is on level 10 right now.
This is a rare moment where the parade stops and you've got performances happening that seem spontaneous and impromptu. Anything can go here at our Rose Parade. They get the crowd on its feet. And they've got still 5 miles ahead of them.
Yeah.
And the people at the bleachers on that side are going to be expecting the same thing.
Let me tell you, that is a band that knows how to grab a moment. Yes, look at that crowd on their feet, as they should be.
We're applauding up here in our little sky booth.
It's the Spartan Legion Marching Band, under the careful eye of William Bethea from Norfolk, Virginia.
Congratulations, you guys look fantastic. Yeah, take your moment. Take your moment,
at-
ladies.
right?
That's right.
I think I want another performance from them. That is so entertaining.
And as they march off to the applause and appreciation from their fans, we've got a group coming up behind them that is really a Rose Parade favorite. It's been a dream come true for this equestrian group to get here. Let's welcome Los Hermanos Benuelos Charo team. They do it all. In 1995, Marshal Ramon Benuelos, his brothers, and some good friends got together. The idea was to create a unique equestrian team, one that rides, one that ropes, one that performs tricks, and reflects on the Mexican Charo heritage and culture. Training these horses, Mark, can take up to 5 years to get them parade ready. These guys are from Altadena. That's just next to us here in Pasadena. The Benuelos dreamed of performing in this parade what Ramon calls the big dance. It took them 20 years, but in 2006 they made it, and they're back this year, and we always appreciate them.
I want to say our next float is a trophy winner, and they are, but they're also just a winner because Lainey Wilson's on that float. But they are the Showmanship Trophy for Outstanding Display of Showmanship and Entertainment. The Mississippi Riverboat rolling down the boulevard is from Louisiana Travel and was christened with Feed Your Soul. Louisiana Lieutenant Governor, you see right there, is Governor Billy Nungesser. He's at the helm of that vessel, so to speak, and there she is, Lainey Wilson, who just entertained us with her hit L.A., as in Louisiana, are among the passengers on the boat. They're inviting us to say, hey, Louisiana is great for food, music, people, festivals, all of which they have more than 400 festivals each and every year, more than any other state.
They've got all their
Yeah,
princesses from those festivals waving,
that's right.
along with the Lieutenant Governor.
There's a Strawberry Festival, the Christmas Fest, partying in Lafayette, Baton Rouge, Shreveport,
Yep, feed your soul. Okay, they say everything is bigger in Texas, right? That includes their high school bands. Hailing from Cedar Park, Texas, and numbering more than 270 strong, let's welcome the Vista Ridge High School Ranger Marching Band. This is their first Rose Parade, and we're listening in thanks to our folks at Covered California. Great story for this band, too. Vista Ridge High opened in 2003. Its first band had 35 musicians. Flash forward 20 years, and here they are, 273 strong in their debut here at our Rose Parade. We're so glad to have you. Nice work.
All eyes on that stately elk. On this entry from Elks USA, the theme reflects the Elks Prime Directive since its formation back in 1868, which is Elks investing in our communities. Stunningly decorated in uva grass, coffee, and golden and brown flaxseed, we have standing watch over some participants in the Elks community programs and represented our veterans programs, youth scholarship programs, and the athletics programs. You'll see on that float, there he is, two-time Purple Heart recipient Richard Hill, representing the veterans. Pedro Calderon is the scholarship winner, and siblings Kyla and Kira Lee are hoop and shoot free throw competition participants.
Here showcasing two of the most beautiful breeds in the world. Here's the International Andalusian and Lusitano Horse Association, led by Marshal Dr. Walter de la Brosse and Dr. Gabriela Bambert. Based in Birmingham, Alabama, the association's mission is a simple one, just to promote and preserve Andalusians and Lusitanos. Both breeds are from the Iberian Peninsula, Spain and Portugal. Andalusians have their roots in Spain and the Lusitanos in Portugal, but they are both gaining popularity here in the U.S. thanks to what you see right there, incredible beauty, a lot of versatility. They're well-tempered horses.
So we spent a summer raising butterflies, so I have a special place in my heart for this. It's butterflies galore on this trophy-winning, President Trophy-winning, most outstanding use of presentation of flowers. Gorgeous entry from the City of Torrance Rose Float Association, presenting for the love of nature. This idyllic setting features the metamorphosis of caterpillars into butterflies. It's really very magical. It celebrates change and the opportunity to start anew in a completely new direction. Some meticulously placed dry materials were applied to those beautiful animated butterflies and caterpillars. They include lentils, black sesame seeds, shredded coconut, and a spectrum of different colored straw flowers.
Coming in hot, right behind them for a little Dutch treat, courtesy of the Pella Marching Dutch from Pella, Iowa. Let's listen in this band moment, brought to you by Carl's Jr. The Marching Dutch is one of the most honored bands in the Midwest. They've finished first or second place in every competition since 1978. They've collected more than 100 trophies. Nice going for these musicians. Primarily a Dutch community, Pella, Iowa has a massive 3-day-long tulip festival every year. There are 6 parades highlighting that event, and the Marching Dutch march in every one of them.
You can really see President Amy Wainscott's reach into the Midwest.
You can.
Where her roots are, to bring bands from the Midwest area out here. So we've had stuff from bands from Wisconsin, Iowa, Minnesota.
That's a good point, Mark.
Yeah.
Nice to see Pella here.
Yeah. All right, so we have another winner we want to show you. This is a trophy winner, the Bob Hope Humor Trophy for most whimsical and amusing float. All right, so this is a science fair. It's brought to us by the City of South Pasadena, and they've got their top 3 Mouse Award winners displaying their projects for us on the Spark of Imagination. So listen up. The 2nd and 3rd place winners are proudly demonstrating their electric lemon and smoking volcano entries. But what they don't know is they're about to be caught by a better mousetrap, invented by the Blue Ribbon winner. So the winner stands on a stack of red, rose, green, and yellow button-mum-covered books as his mousetrap springs into action. It's so playful and so fun to see what they can do with these floats and the stories that they tell.
And here we go with crowd favorites and ours right behind the float, making their 90th Rose Parade appearance. These are the world-famous Budweiser Clydesdales. The 8-horse hitch is pulling the signature red, white, and gold Bud wagon and driven by Lane Sonker. The Clydesdales, of course, the world's most famous horses. They're some big boys, too, Mark.
Yeah.
They stand 18 hands high at the shoulder, which is about 6 feet. They weigh in at 1,800 to 2,000 pounds, and their horseshoes alone are 5 pounds each, 20 inches long.
You know how I feel about these.
Yeah, I know. Well, they're mythical, and they're just mesmerizing. We love them. There's Missy.
Oh.
Their Bud Dalmatian mascot.
Around the corner already is the winner of the Past President Trophy for Most Outstanding Innovation in the use of floral and non-floral materials. Another float presenter celebrating an anniversary. It is the Building Industry Association of Southern California, and they are observing their 100th birthday. Happy birthday with Building for the Future. The young lady you see, she's dreaming of her home of her own with examples of housing from the future, the present, the past. Now, of note, the home of the present is in the middle there. It is powered by hydrogen. And rather than brick and mortar, the construction materials used here include roses, orchids, daisies, carnations, a plethora of dried materials that you see. And look at those trees. In fact, they're almost all orchids.
The trees are all orchids. Look at that.
Yeah, yeah. And there's hummingbirds as well. It is really a breathtaking, and it should be a award winner.
We love this group and their story, preserving the history of Black Americans in the U.S. military. Here are the New Buffalo Soldiers. First organized in 1992 to honor the Civil War's 10th Regiment, Company H of the U.S. Cavalry, the New Buffalo Soldiers honor all soldiers of color who were long overlooked by history.
This year, Marshal August Simeon's group is turning the corner with the addition of the Iron Horse Riders, who are observing their 125th anniversary.
So you'll notice if you look at the parade route there, as we see the Iron Horse bike riders
there. There they are. There they are. I was waiting for them. They rode those bicycles 1,900 miles from Montana to St. Louis, thinking they could replace horses. Eventually, they were replaced by mechanical devices. All right.
Here's Bridging the World Through Service. That's the appropriately themed float from Lions International. That's the largest service organization in the world. This is a really picturesque panorama. Depicts a trio of ornate bridges, symbolizing how the Lions International bridge the gap to solve world issues like hunger, the environment. They do it all at the local level. The kids who are tending their gardens epitomize the Lion local approach to solving hunger. In that scene there, you've got red tea leaves, red and yellow straw flowers, gray silverleaf, blue statice, brown coffee, white rice. I mean, there's so many materials, and you see some exotics there too. By the way, the exotics are brought in last and typically put in an individual vial to keep them viable throughout the parade. Some other of the floral entries are much more hardy, and they can be put on first.
Returning to the Rose Parade for the first time since 2008, let's welcome the Taipei First Girls High School Marching Band from Taipei, Taiwan. Let's listen in. As they're still making their way around that corner. By the way, that is a very tricky corner to come around. There's a 125-member strong band. The First Girls Marching Band was organized in 1959 by Master HFB, who led the organization for more than 50 years. And he brought the band to the Rose Parade in 1996 and 2005. Now, I want to mention that last year, in 2005, they called it the 90-Day Miracle because the band had just 90 days to prepare for their trip. There's 3 separate units you see here. There's the band, the color guard, and the honor guard. Together, they've appeared all over the world, including stops in South Africa, Singapore, Beijing, Austria, France.
Look at them playing to the crowd here.
Yeah.
How beautiful that is.
All of that is well trained and planned ahead of time. And they need to know exactly when to return.
And good recovery there. We saw one of the young ladies have a mishap, but it doesn't matter. She was a professional. She kept going, kept that composure, and that says everything. Yeah, those are the smiles.
Yep. You wonder what they're thinking as they are coming down this and experiencing what we have had here for 134 years to be a part of it.
I hope they're very proud of themselves, what it took to get here, what it takes to march this distance. Here's a winner for you. This is the Leishman Public Spirit Trophy Award winner for Most Outstanding Floral Presentation from a non-commercial participant. This is the Downey Rose Float Association urging us to be inspired. This is a self-built entry. It spotlights the importance that bees play in our ecosystem and really in our world food supply. We've had a lot of focus on bees today, haven't we, Mark?
Yeah, we have.
This bug's eye view follows a group of bees with wings aflutter there as they gather pollen from a buffet of goodies decorated with straw flower, cranberry seed, and white rice. They're storing the harvest in a honeycomb where it'll be made into honey. And among the menu items to choose from are roses, orchids, tulips, blue iris, and wild strawberries.
Just enjoying watching these. This floral presentation is remarkable. All right, let's go back in time to days of old, courtesy of San Diego's Michelle McFarland and her saddlebreds from Scripps Miramar Ranch. And once again, they're joined by a very special guest, your good friend, Lisa Carson Cressley.
Hey, Carson,
there
love
he
you.
Is. In addition to starring on RuPaul's Drag Race, Carson is also a breeder of award-winning saddlebreds. Taking on a medieval flavor this year, this group features American saddlebred pinto horses. Pintos first arrived in the Americas with the Spanish conquistadores.
I learned a lot from our equestrian friends here, including you, Mark, a definition about pinto that I didn't know. A pinto isn't actually a breed. A pinto can be any horse that has large patches of color and white throughout its coat. These are American saddlebred pintos. Paint is a breed. I love the costumes, I love the capes, I love the jewel-encrusted golden crowns, all reflecting medieval cultures that held pintos very near and dear. Thank you all.
Hear the horseshoes on the pavement down there.
Okay, another winner to celebrate with you. They take the Isabella Coleman Trophy for presentation of color and color harmony throughout the design. This is Peter Gross on this float. He's the host of Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom. And naturally, Peter is with lots of friends on Protecting the Wild. They call this float a depiction of the wonders of nature in the Pacific Northwest. So the scene, they said, is a pair of baby bear cubs. They've just been released to the wild after suffering burns in a wildfire. The buffalo grass-coated babies are thrilled to see their forest friends, among them ferrets, a beaver, a howling wolf on this one. They all have unique stories, and that's what they do. They share those stories with Peter's show. It's Mutual of Omaha's new show, debuting later on today.
There's Peter.
Congrats on that, Peter. Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. In 2023, drive strong from start to finish all year long. Happy New Year from Goodyear. More driven.
The band you are looking down upon has an annual standing invitation to participate at this Rose Parade each and every year. From Carson, California, it's the Salvation Army Tournament of Roses Band. Let's listen in thanks to our friends at Spectrum. And 103 times in a row they have dressed up and appeared here at the Salvation Army Band, and that's more than any other band, and they're under the expert leadership of Kevin Larson. According to Kevin, the band's open invitation is a result of a very rainy Rose Parade a couple years ago where the band just kept on going to the very, very end, and after that they said we are going to recognize your bravery, and we're going to give you a standing invitation each and every year.
And we welcome another new float to our Rose Parade, and congratulations on taking home the Crown City Innovator Trophy. Most outstanding use of imagination, innovation, and technology. This is Basic Products. They're from El Monte, California, celebrating their 25th anniversary this year. With this, their parade debut, launching our future generation. So you've got 3 kids. They're soaring to their limitless futures, courtesy of a cranberry seed-covered rocket ship that's made of a basic eraser. Pretty clever kiddos. They're flying high over a group of 8 recent graduates, set against a background of school and office supplies decorated with mums, gladiolas, and status. Congrats on the award, Basic. Thanks for being in the parade.
They're so animated looking, almost like they're real. All right, now it's time to welcome what we call the unofficial official Rose Parade Band. And here is the Pasadena City College Tournament of Roses Honor Band under the direction of Kyle Luck. This moment is brought to you by Blue Shield of California. Pasadena City College Band has appeared in every Rose Parade since 1930. And the students, musicians are featured from Pasadena City College Lancer Marching Band as well, and area high schoolers who audition for a slot. They play a lot of fun songs, turning the corner. The songs like Here Comes the Sun, I Can See Clearly Now, their signature, Everything's Coming. I can't sing that title without singing it, right? Everything's Coming Up Roses. I apologize. You don't need to listen to my singing, but they are highly talented.
The showmanship is really exceptional for me to see. They're so young, and to know how to engage at an event of this magnitude, it's really admirable, isn't it?
And keep in mind, they have been in a holding pattern since we started. You mean just standing in line waiting?
Okay, this is a spectacular float, and the judges thought so too, because it gets the coveted sweepstakes trophy, most beautiful entry, encompassing float design, floral presentation, and entertainment. The Donate Life float has been in this Rose Parade 20 times. Every time they present incredibly emotionally stirring floats. This one's called Lifting Each Other Up. You see that smoke-spewing animated Chinese dragon there. Chinese dragon dance here going down the street. Now here's what's special. Its red, rose, and carnation body is adorned with these 39 detailed floral pictures of organ, eye, and tissue donors. These incredible heroes give the gift of life to someone else, and those fluorographs recognize them and their families, and the families get to put the finishing touches on all that detail. The coffee, the rice, the lentils, every tiny seed that goes into making those faces. And then when this parade is over, the families take home those pictures as a memory of the honor and recognition that their loved ones received. You see out walking there and holding up the poles. Those are also in this organ donor story. They're recipients of organs. Congratulations, another outstanding float. And thank you, Donate Life, for encouraging. You can go to donateme.org and sign up if you want to participate.
A great way to start the new year. Let's also bid Feliz Año Nuevo and welcome back to the Bujos Marching Band, who join us today from Jalapa, Veracruz, Mexico. Let's listen. This wonderful organization appeared in 2017, and now that restrictions on international bands have been lifted, they are back and better than ever. The troupe, 250 musicians, all students at the Secondary Technical School number 3 in Jalapa, where they are led by Eric Amador Reyes, who started the band program in 1999. Electrifying. It also features dancers, as you can see. They're all dressed in traditional costuming that reflect Mexico's glorious history. Have you noticed that all the drums have the tournament theme on them. Let's go to Chris now on the corner. Chris.
Hi, guys. We're getting ready for another great act, courtesy of the folks at Enjoy Illinois. And you know this person, or at least I can definitely tell you, your kids do, with more than 10 million TikTok followers. Grace Kinsler, getting ready to take the stage in just a matter of seconds. Number 3 in terms of American Idol runner-up. What a celebrity. Let's take a look.
American Idol finalist, Grace Kinsler.
Good morning, y'all. Happy New Year. Thank you so much for being here. Wow, shuffling down memory lane doesn't feel quite the same without you. Now I'm wondering how can my mind get away when your smile is on my face? I miss you. Head way down, been missing all your signs. But when I see you around, I'm feeling so inspired. So many words, I don't know what to write, but you know I'm gonna try. Every time I turn an empty page, and your colors will.
For that amazing.
How about those pipes? Oh my goodness. No wonder she did so well on American Idol. I'm blown away. That was fantastic. Fantastic, guys.
She's got so many fans, and you know what I appreciate about her, too? She does great work with body positivity, and appreciate that.
Yeah. We're going to get another look at her when she comes around the corner. Thank you so much, Chris.
Keep up the good work, Chris. We'll be back.
All right, so let's jump back down to the parade and introduce you.
These are some of your favorites, the Norco Cowgirls.
This was one of my favorite places to visit. Marshall Micon Bowen proudly presents the third of 3 all-female equestrian groups in the parade this year. Here is the Norco Cowgirls rodeo drill team from Norco, California. High-speed, precision drill team, thrilling fans at rodeos, horse shows, rose parades, dating back to 2006. And they don't just thrill crowds, they're stylishly dressed when they do it. Their signature turquoise and black shirts are awash in Swarovski crystals. I'm in a fight with that word.
You did well.
Did I do okay? Every time I see that, I just say, put up your dukes. I'm going to say this right. Not to be outdone, their horses are bringing the bling with silver and rhinestone tack and more Swarovski crystals to boot.
Swarovski all around for everybody.
It's okay.
You know, they've also got their program for young cowgirls, too, which I think is great. The Little Mrs. Junior. Sometimes they ride with the big girls, too.
Yeah. This is the Bujos marching band that we introduced you earlier. They've taken their moment in the spotlight, and they should. They're one of our international entries that have made a long trip to be here from Jalapa, Veracruz, Mexico. It's so nice that, you know, right here where the bleacher section is, that they're taking their moment in the spotlight and entertaining all. Just look at that, and you can see how much they're appreciated. And welcome back.
Look at those butterfly wings. Spectacular. That's been kind of a theme of our Rose Parade this year. And bees. We've had
and
a lot
butterflies,
of
I know.
ecology focus, which is quite nice and appropriate. Jalapa, Veracruz, Mexico. Doing them proud today.
As I mentioned, she's coming around the corner, Lisa.
And here she is,
Yes.
right on cue. We loved the pyrotechnics on this float earlier. Here's Enjoy Illinois, the middle of everything, representing the land of Lincoln. What a great job Grace Kinsler did on that float with that song. And she's still going.
She's still going.
Just about every corner of Illinois is represented here. There's the starting point of Route 66, paved with poppy seed and straw flowers, and a silver leaf covered Ferris wheel from the world famous Navy Pier. Next, there's the city of Chicago, and just beyond the performance stage, the stately Garden of the Gods in the Shawnee National Forest. Pretty floral float for a very pretty and talented lady.
We have a winner, Princess Trophy Award winner for Most Outstanding Floral Presentation on entries 35 feet or under, serving with imagination and hope, the inspiring entry from Rotary. We create hope through our imaginations, and nothing stirs up our imaginations like fond memories. We're hearing some of the pyrotechnics go off on that Illinois float. This stunning ornate merry-go-round horse takes us back to fond childhood memories. He is a work of art crafted with white lettuce seed and ground rice, mums, and silver leaf. And his bling is made of just about every dry material in the book, under the sun, in the rainbow, you name it. They're all there. Rotary, by the way.
Etc.
Yeah, Rotary is a humanitarian organization with 1.4 million members, in case you did not know that.
Okay, here we go. Let's do this. Now from Kyoto, Japan. This is the All Gifu Honor Green Band with Takaki Wada directing. The Honor Green Band features musicians from all over the Gifu district. It's mostly college students, 70% of whom are co-eds. Now the Green Band, oh, they're switching up there.
Yeah.
The Green Band Association started with about in 1998 with a collection of 7 brass musicians just out to save our planet's green spaces. And look at what good has come from that. Green bands hold concerts with proceeds going to plant trees, to preserve endangered species, a lot of other ecological causes.
They are not phoning this one in. Look at this, the work that they put into this. A lot of these international bands have really stored up.
Yeah, they came to play.
Yeah, they did.
We've heard about so many good works in the parade today. I'd like to correct myself, Mark, if I can.
Yes.
About Donate Life. The correct website, if you want to donate and know more about it, is registerme.org. Registerme.org. Sorry, I messed that up.
That's okay. I'm still trying to get through
Swarovski. I gotcha.
I got to slow down on that one. All right, so he is wearing his trademark red fez made of Christmas mom. Shriners Children's mascot Fezzy the Bear is joined by some very special guests on Back in the Game. These young people are all back in the game after Shriners Children's helped them face their challenges. Following world-class care, our young golfer you see on here is about to sink a putt. Mr. Basketball twirling there is doing a little showing off himself. They gained the confidence to pursue their hopes and dreams no matter what they may be. And an unlimited world is made accessible to them. So we have to give a little shout out here to a couple of the riders that you see on this float. National Patient Ambassadors Catherine and Parker. They suffered devastating injuries in separate car accidents, but after care from Shriners Children's, they are both playing sports and, dare I say, back in the game.
From Pasadena, happy 2023. I'm Lisa Gibbons along with Mark Steinis. Gosh, it's great to bring you this parade every year.
It is. It really is. And I think the float builders outdid themselves this year. And I think the national, international entries have
I agree. Or, you know, and maybe part of it, too, is that we just missed those bands internationally so much.
Yes.
We're so glad to have them back. And we see how much work goes into these floats and how many hours in the planning and the designing and the application of 100% floral and botanical, all natural materials. You have to get a variance if you have an exception to that.
Yes.
Okay, here's another float for you that takes a trophy, the Director Trophy, Most Outstanding Artistic Design and Use of Floral and Non-Floral Materials, Lutheran Hour Ministries. This is a new day with Jesus. A group of families you see is gathered in a floral churchyard as the sun rises in the background to mark the beginning of a new day. Standing in the bronze straw flower and coffee church doorway, Jesus is inviting all to enter. I want you to pay attention to these stained glass windows in the chapel. Look how pretty they are. They were meticulously crafted with pink, yellow, and blue straw flowers, orange, red, and purple status, and a lot of dried spices. And each one is a depiction of a float from a previous parade, and they're dated.
Yes,
I think that's a really
corner.
nice touch.
Well, get ready for the band that likes to play it loud. It's the one and the only LAUSD All-District High School Honor Band. Oh, we got to listen to this.
Yeah, turn it up.
And much thanks to our friends at Honda. This is the largest band in the Rose Parade, numbers 365 members, comprised exclusively of brass and percussion instruments. That will give you maximum projection. LAUSD Honor Band was created in 1973 to provide students throughout the Los Angeles district an opportunity to participate in the Rose Parade. Now, at that time, back then, only schools with bands of 100 or more musicians actually qualified for a chance to come to the parade in March. There were only a few in Los Angeles that really met that quota, so by going district-wide, they were able to meet that quota and so much more. 3 times more with this band, 365 members. They've spent a lot of time during the winter break, actually, preparing for today's parade, because they don't always get a chance to get together as one large band to rehearse. A couple of years ago, I met Tony White, who's the director, and it was fun to learn that he actually marched in this band, this very band, when he was 18 years old. And then I tried to figure out how old he was, and he wouldn't tell me or help me do the math.
That tradition and those stories are what gives the richness to this event, the Rose Parade. A lot more floats and bands coming your way as we celebrate the brand new year.
Yeah,
we have the Founders Trophy for you now. Most outstanding float built and decorated by volunteers from a community or organization. After 2 years indoors, this family of bears is welcoming the new year in the great outdoors. On Papa's turn, it comes to us from the Sierra Madre Rose Float Association. They are frequent self-built winners. Papa Bear whipping around on a silver leaf motorcycle. His cubs are literally up a tree keeping an eye on his precarious adventure in search of honey. They're all wearing the same luxurious moss, spice, and black caraway seed coats. Congratulations on your trophy.
Yes. We've seen a couple of bears. There's a little squirrel, and here is making their debut in the Rose Parade. Welcome the Riverside County Sheriff's Department Mounted Enforcement Detail, and the Marshal Sheriff is Chad Bianco. Now, this was established in 2021, a volunteer program of the Sheriff's Department. It can be found on parade duty at children's events, mounted patrols, search and rescue, meet and greets, and a variety of things. I want to point out that the horse you see that is riderless is in honor, right there, of Deputy Isaiah Cordero, who was tragically killed in the line of duty just this past Thursday. These riders each maintain their own mounts, which include American paints, quarter horses, and thoroughbreds. And it's just creates a pause, a moment of pause when you see that horse and no one in it. All right, let's go to Chris and see what he's got for us on the corner.
Hello, Chris Schaubel.
Hi, guys. We got a lot of parades still to get to, but right now, how about where flowers and football meet? Take it away, Mickey and Minnie.
All the way from Disneyland Resort, the happiest place on earth. Here are Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse to throw the ceremonial first pass from the Rose Parade to the Rose Bowl Stadium. Joining them is Tennyson, a 2018 Make-A-Wish kid and cancer survivor. Minnie, Mickey, and Tennyson, are you ready? Here we go!
Hey, nice throw! And from all of us to all of you, Happy New Year! Enjoy the game! Row, row, row!
Worldwide with award-winning animation, film, and television presents our grand finale. And arriving on a beautiful Frisian is a true country music legend. Accompanied by the First AME Church Pasadena Praise Team and friends. Performing her single, Ready as I'll Never Be, is two-time Grammy Award winner, Tanya Tucker.